Now entertain a motion to open.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Colin. All right. Welcome. Third to last meeting, fourth to last meeting. Yes. Here we are, April 12th, 7 p.m. Start where we always do, public forum. Any non-senators like to address the Senate, up to 5 minutes. If you would not like to say anything, you can state your name and any clubs you may be representing. Please stop talking. Please give our guests some respect. We can start on the left. Right there. Did I say it wrong? I'm sorry. Go left to right. So it's it.
Hi, I'm Naya. I'm the new head of Professional Societies Committee.
Cool. Last week. Darn.
I'm Darn. I've been here before.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm the new head of Special Interest Subcommittee.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Rami. I'm the upcoming secretary for Anime Club and the event chair for the Environmental Club. And Jeff recommended I come here. Thanks, Jeff.
Awesome.
Chris, with an H. We don't have the regular microphone, so if you could speak up, that'd be great.
Got it, Chris and H. All right, here we go. My report, very simple, very sweet. 419 meeting, the budget meeting, 7 students day. We're gonna have that at 3 p.m. That's the official time. That's when it will be. Meeting after that on the 26th at 7 p.m. is late, the non-RSO budgeting meeting. And then the following meeting on May 3rd is the final meeting of this Senate that you all need to come to verify the election results. So just be here and say we had a last meeting. And then will be the first meeting of the new Senate. So those of you trying to be on the new Senate, keep in mind that is also when the speaker election will be held. Okay, on May 3rd, 7 p.m., same time, same place. All right, President report, my hub.
I was in Kansas City for the past 5 days, so if you emailed me, I didn't get back to you. That's my bad. That's it.
Vice President.
So a couple things. For everyone who came out to the athletics tailgate, thank you. It proved to be a lot of fun and great success. I did men's volleyball today.
They won first ever.
I heard men's tennis did well and girls lack, so
I'm not going to talk about it.
but I was watching.
Still like a cake.
So, second thing I was going to say, if you all could just stay quickly with me after the meeting for like 5 minutes, I'll let you go. We'll see what Julia said. Third thing, actually, I think that's it.
All right, thank you, Ben. CCSI.
Alright, Acceptance Tuesday, Club Fair is this weekend on September the 19th before the budget meeting. I think there's still a few spots that aren't filled for listening, so please, it's only an hour and it'd be a huge help, and it really doesn't look good around there. I know I've said that before, but please sign up, and that's it. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Emily, treasurer.
All right, I met with Emily and our subcommittee heads this week to discuss budget and on time. Been crunching the numbers the past couple days. So yesterday, on Saturday, we met with the majority of the subcommittee, so kind of still catching up a little bit. It's going to be a big budget in the fall. I don't want to really throw any numbers out because, I want to meet with Christy to kind of confirm. I don't know, I guess she spoke to you guys last week. I don't know if you've heard the number of 450,000 thrown around yet. I'll show you specifically how that falls into play before the budget meeting next week. Show you all the line items that are now being taken off the top before we do our budgeting. So the number's a lot smaller than usual because we're going to be removing several line items that we usually get rid of anyway, because it's not included in our budget numbers. But I'm going to meet with Christy this week to kind of get an idea if that 450 number is 100% accurate, and then I'll give you guys all the details before the budget next week. Okay. For this semester, we have a little bit less than $11,000 left in rollover. As I said before, because of the way the money is looking for next semester, we don't really have a lot to get through, and I think there's only one more meeting where we can actually cater to additional things. Just be considerate that it's nice that having rollover for the fall might actually be a good thing for us. I know we usually try to avoid that, but with the way this SAF is playing out this new fee, it might get a little tough. That's it. Does anyone have any immediate questions for me? I don't have to take a question. All right, Jeff.
Can you give us a, like,
a comparison between the amount of money, the amount of money we get in these falls, and compare that to the amount of money we got, like say last fall or this spring, minus whatever items that they're taking off the top.
Yeah, I'll show you that. It's kind of like a rough number. It's like, yeah, about $650,000 was like the amount of money we had last time and last fall, and now we're down to like $450. So it's lower. I think they made a lot. I think Christy made a couple estimates that might not be. I think she's being very conservative in her estimates because we're not sure how the summer's going to play. That's what's getting weird. So I'd like to talk to her to see if she has estimated student numbers and we can kind of do some calculations together and see if that number might be close to the other, like 500. But that's all I got right now. I don't want to do any speculation right now. I want to make sure me and Christy are on the same page before I start throwing you guys. But I will give you a very clear presentation next week on where the money's coming from, and what we have and why it is. Okay? As best as I know. There's still some vagueness in this week.
Forgive me if I zoned out for the first part of your saying. When are the budgets getting sent, or the post-FC cut budgets sent to us?
I think it's this week. Yeah, so this is dispute period right now, so I'm still kind of working on a couple things, but we'll send it to you guys. I'll send it out to you guys this week.
Okay.
Just typically, sometimes you guys need to send them out to maybe till longer, and
Okay.
send out an updated one once the disputes are over.
Okay.
Because you guys have made all the original FC cuts.
Sure. All right, so I'll send that out tonight.
Yeah, because it's a lot of budgets to look through.
So quite a bit.
Thank you very much. That's it, your report?
That's it.
Awesome, just,
The form for Senator nominations is closing tomorrow at 10, so when it opens, so we haven't got your forms ready.
thank you very much.
It was.
Yeah, technically open it
At like
last
10.
time. Close it tomorrow.
10 a.m. 10 a.m. Tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Exactly when we were at. Okay, good. Any good fairs, that's all.
So for this week, the Hangout with the Provost on Wednesday, I would encourage anyone to sign up because that's a great opportunity to chat with the Provost, talk about things going on in the school, especially with things changing up and what have you. So sign up for that, I'll give the link to Jessica in the minutes, and that's on Wednesday at 6:30. Yes. Question?
You answered.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Accountability, Mr. Hatter.
I have no report for this week.
All right, campus life, Mr. Gregg.
We had our tailgate with athletics yesterday. That went really well. We had food from I think 1 or 12 until 3:30. And we had probably been like 300 people, probably.
350, yeah.
So that was good. Then there was a lot of support for the sports team and everything like that. So I think that's like a new direction that we should go for tailgate. However, we're going to work that out. And then we have a meeting next Tuesday at 9 in the Go-Go conference room, and then we're just working on everything that we're doing.
We picked up furniture.
Did pick out furniture for CPH, the volleyball court, and Castle Point.
Just to clarify, you said that's the new direction we recommend for tailgates, we mean by that, like just one large tailgate? or-
Yeah, just so it's like more organized and more like on a day that there's a lot of games.
Cool, thank you very much. Constitution and bylaws.
Yeah, so we currently have one constitution pending for Stephen Showers in silence, which we'll be reviewing at our meeting this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Other than that, nothing much. We're just reviewing those bylaws with giving them something to present with next week or the week after.
Cool, next speaker. Public relations, Julia.
Like what Vinny said, we're gonna have a quick meeting after this, just to discuss elections and everything.
Thank you very much. Speaker committee, Jordan's not here. No report is absence, okay, ESC.
Unity planning is well underway. The carnival is this Wednesday from 1 to 4, so you should all be there. And the show is this Friday from 7 to like 10:30, 11 o'clock. You should also all be there. And if you guys want stickers, come see me after the meeting. You could all have a sticker. I love you guys so much.
Awesome,
So just do.
thank you very much, Don. Professional societies, I see you, Shaq.
Yeah, society is great. Debate on if a newsletter will go out this week. I'm a bit senior, so I may find time for that. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, societies will still be professional. Hold me down.
All right, thank you very much, Jack. Media. Right?
Oh, sorry, I had it. So, when I met with the financial committee, we didn't have to cut anything, everything was pretty much in guidelines. But, Emily and I, would like to meet up with the students soon, just to like make sure we're all on the same page and work on, going over to their, going from paper to web. Which they're thinking will fully happen within 5 years. So we want to work with them more. And then I think I also want to work with the SGA to kind of pick up SITTV and put them back on their feet a little bit to make it more popular, whether it be publicizing them more, whatever it may be. That's it.
Cool. You Alvaro, you want to give a question on the report?
Yeah, I know last budget meeting, we had like that whole issue where we were paying for the late fees. You know if that's gonna come up?
No, the only budget report at all.
Anna?
I don't think you mentioned this at all. I know that I went and contacted a whole bunch of other schools and saw which publishers they went through and what the number of newspapers that they printed. Could you talk to them about that? Because I know that there are schools that print
I did.
You
I
did?
sent it over to Frankie, so he has that information, so
Okay,
we
I was just-
and we all sit down and watch.
And especially with Christie as well. Very good work, Anna. Right.
Yeah, about the SITTV, as part of Campus Life, we're putting TVs in the entrances of all the dorms, like announcements and stuff, so that could be like a big way if they want to run that and stuff. So.
Cool, thanks.
Cool. Special interest, that's that.
All right, well, first off, as you should know by now, Kira is in the room. Special.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Person, no, I'm gonna report, just saying, for future reference. And we went over the FC, went over budgets, and once they send out, I guess Pat sends out the budgets for everyone, I'll send out the notes from that so that people can look over it and see what we decided to cut and also what we looked at in the meeting, amongst other things. And 2 events this week include tie-dye event on Wednesday at 1 that Torch is holding, and the Knitting Club has an off-campus trip on Friday at 1, going to Patricia's Yarns. So, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Go sports, Colin.
We're gonna have our final subcommittee meeting of the semester on Thursday. We're gonna talk about budgeting for the fall, because those budgets are due, I think, at the beginning of May. And just general changes that are going to be happening. Nothing too specific, just getting your input. So, what's up? We're sporting well. Volleyball did well at Kansas City. Frisbee won sectionals yesterday, so I don't know about the rest of them, but we're all doing pretty well.
Congratulations. All right, arts and funds. Not the report, I guess. No one got a report. All right, no report, driver's absence, and recreation.
So, Cricket Club is officially going on hiatus. And Cam's trip is also pretty much officially canceled. Doesn't look like there's a way that it's going to happen this semester. So, at least in the future, it looks like the way Cam is going to turn out is they're not going to be doing their big trips anymore, but just doing their weekly rock climbing trips.
All right. We are moving into items on the table, of which there is none. Board business, minutes from last week. Colin.
Motion to approve the minutes from April 5th, 2015.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve these minutes. Jeff.
Second.
All those in favor of moving to the previous question, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. All those in favor of approving the minutes from April 5th as they stand, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. One nay. That's all.
I just want to mention that SFA additional funding request was approved last week, so no one bring it up. On motion approved, Karen Trial additional funding request.
Second.
I'm going to acknowledge our motion in a second, so we're going to motion to approve your triangle additional funding request, $56.73.
someone made a motion here in front of thing, but I just.
No?
Oh,
You did,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
You made 2 points, so I'll let him make
Sorry
those.
about that.
Seconded by Sean. Sean?
I remember they do this every year. It's usually pretty popular. They set up big boards outside Babbio, and by like the middle of the morning, they're full of everyone writing down like whatever they want to do before they graduate and stuff like that. It's really cool, and it's very economical because they basically make it themselves instead of buying chalkboards.
Jeff?
$50, move previous.
All those in favor of moving to the previous question, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. All those in favor of approving the Gear and Triangle additional funding request, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Ayes have it unanimously. Colin?
Motion to approve the ASEM reallocation request.
Motion. There are lovely questions from the topic, please. Leader?
Do you guys remember why we didn't accept it like the first time? I remember we had a problem with something about prizes or something like that.
Colin, did, Sean has his hand up. Here, Sean.
If I recall, it was because, if you've seen the description, it's a reception to send off the graduating EM seniors, when it seems like some, and provide awards to specific people in the EM department, and it sounded like it still sounds like something that the department should be paying for, not a club that whose money is supposed to go to all students, not just academic department.
Mir?
I believe another reason it got struck down in the summer was that we were giving out like Jason was giving out like pens and like other prizes for just whoever came, and that was like a lot of
Isabel?
Yeah, I submitted this. Our advisor requires us to hold this every year. We did it last year. We didn't have prizes last year. We just like food and plaques for like any outstanding like faculty or graduating seniors. I'm not sure why the department doesn't pay for it. It's just something that ASCM did every year for the past like 5 or 10 years.
Jenny?
I think we should stand by what we did earlier. I mean, I don't think it's just not going to send the right message with grants now whenever originally when we didn't grant it, we denied it, was for valid reasons and because it doesn't fall within our bylaws. So I think we should stand by what we originally said and not have to.
Jeff?
Just because we did this way in the past, we should do it that way now.
Isabel?
Is there anything that ASCM can do to change to like make this class?
It's an event for seniors in the engineering management department. Maybe the point where, what's your question number?
I was going to ask if I can clarify that it is a rule in the budgeting guidelines that we don't fund meals for recognition. Not just a guideline, but like actually.
For what, I'm sorry?
We don't fund meals for recognition.
Oh, meals for recognition.
You know, all the application has to be approved by the financial. Katie?
Previous?
All those in favor of moving to the previous question, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. All those in favor of granting this ASEM reallocation request, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
The nays have it, hearing none, I'm sorry. Colin?
Motion to approve the SASC reallocation request for Asian cultural events.
All right, hearing none. The hot point of order.
Do remember to speak up, because the mic can't hear you.
Colin?
This seems reasonable, move to previous.
All those in favor of moving to the previous question, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. All those in favor of approving the SASC reallocation request for Asian Cultural Night, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. Passes unanimously. Jeff?
Okay, motion to approve the other SASC reallocation requests.
For professional. All right, second one. For professional networking night. Clarify the motion here. Katie?
And we see how much they've already got.
Great question. Pat, can you pull that up?
I'm actually not plugged in right now, so.
Is it what
Oh, you want me to send it to you?
Uh,
Like, I'm not plugged into the projector though.
It's fine, just pull up the number.
What do you need again?
You just worry about the number for the event, or
Yeah.
specific? Okay. It's gonna be a spring event, SASE, professional networking. Any other discussion? SASE. Professional networking night. What do you got? It's still great. Oh, I'm sorry, they're going to go to, yeah. Okay. Can we also clarify, can someone clarify that Asian cultural night is in the budget? All right, thanks. $0, I guess is the answer. Does not exist. Does not exist. Yeah.
Okay, we asked what this event is. If there, to the subcommittee head, if there's not a representative or.
Check, this is under yours, right?
Wait, what?
SASE falls under professional?
Yes.
Good. We're saying, so professional networking night, they didn't budget for this, but they're asking to allocate $200 to it. And Jeff, your question is, what is it?
Yeah.
What is professional networking night?
Well, in the past, or in general, when the professional society had a professional networking event, they pretty much go over skills and type of like scenarios you're supposed to do during a professional environment. So a lot of times, some organizations part of the government, or they do it for themselves, they have like these how you do little icebreakers, like this is how you conduct yourself and talk and initiate things. Usually have like cocktails at the beginning to kind of make it more realistic scene, so hence why there is decks over there. So it's a very common, so a very common thing for a lot of professional societies to do events like this to kind of showcase what goes in the, co-op or internships you had at graduate or professional.
Thank you very much, Jack. I see Colin first and then Jenny.
So the only thing I can think of is maybe they are collaborating with another club, and so the other club put it in their, budget request, and then Sage just wants to put more money towards it. Seeing as we don't have a representative here, as far as I can tell, to clarify what this is for, I feel like we shouldn't do anything with this until next week, or just put it on the table and reach out to them and just say like, hey, like, what is this? Because we don't see it in your budget so far. So that's what I would do unless anybody else has any other, information.
Jenny?
Just a question in general, then. I mean, I agree with Colin, but also, are we technically allowed to like reallocate something that doesn't exist? You can, okay.
Yeah, it's just weird because they said they wanted to add
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
we wanted to act like parties. Is it Xavier?
Do we know when the professional networking night is? Because the semester is almost done, and if they're doing it this coming week, that doesn't even matter.
I'll jump on another client because you already got a point, so everyone has to make points first from that. Onward.
Shaq, do you have a contact point from SASE?
Yeah, I have a.
Can you let me just text me or her really quick and see, like, we'll just table it for now, and we'll get back to you in a meeting?
Sean, had a hand up. So,
Whitcomb.
Jeff,
Motion to table?
Second.
all those in favor of tabling this motion, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. All right, the case is tabled, sorry. Jeff?
Okay, motion to, wait, was SFA the one that we approved last week?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. So yeah, the motion to approve the SHIP reallocation request?
Second is, so we're in the motion for SATV, allocation request, $100. Ready to call on you?
Oh, this is special.
Any points, discussion, comments, feedback, motions, general observations? Jeff?
Can we get any details at all from the, so do you have any idea what this event is?
Like all organizations are to tell me every year.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Con.
I guess, could we ask Pat if he could find this in their budget as well to see how much money they got for this screening event. And it seems like since they already have the rights and they want to get food and drinks, I don't know what else they would have budgeted for, so they might have just been planning on watching a movie and not put anything in for their budget.
To me, it sounds like they're adding to the event. Like maybe they do budget for a reason. It's like, we're gonna have another event because we have no more money. Or because it's already in the curve.
Yeah.
That's the way I read it, but you're right, it could go either way. Envelope?
I'll wait till.
Okay.
Actually.
Do we got that, Pat? Or that's what's on it? SHPE? See Emily over there? The race?
I think it's a new event. The engineering month had 2,500. That's all I have.
Oh, we don't really know what the new event's called, and it
Yeah.
doesn't say.
Yeah, so I don't
Any
know.
sort of movie event, any sort of documentary screening,
Maybe expanding your ship head.
documentary movie? No, it does not exist. How many of you are still in the point? Yeah, you're still in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know, because we don't have a budget yet, but if it's only food that we're paying for, we can't really pay for money for it. It's nice though.
We adopted the policy of leaving that to the clubs. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Jeff.
Wait, the question is, should we approve $500 in additional food? Which is, given no other information, may be reasonable, but it depends on, the event is Wednesday, the same, what time? No, it just says Wednesday. So, I think on one hand, we approve more than $500 for food a lot. On the other hand, we don't really know what this is. I mean, we know what this is.
The point kind of goes with Japanese, but actually it is really weird to reallocate something that doesn't exist because when you budget for an event, remember it asks you date, time, location, if you have a room reserved, like if you're co-sponsoring it. Whereas when they're doing it for reallocation, all those points Jeff brought up really down. All they said is Wednesday. We don't even know if they have a room, where it's going to be, etc. Anna.
Didn't we just say that we could reallocate to a new?
We can.
Yeah.
We're 100%, which is within our board. I was just saying, I think it's weird.
I mean, I think just with the situation that we're in, with not having a lot of money in our budget, they figured that it'd be better just to reallocate any money that they haven't used as opposed to asking for more money. So.
I was just speaking to the attention
Yeah.
level of detail that they provide. Fair point. Zero.
Something else that's weird about this event, I got an invite for it, and it's supposedly April 8th, which happened already, and this budget was submitted April 2nd. So this event might have already happened.
April 2nd was the after the deadline for that. Yeah. Great point, sir. Any other discussion? Sean?
So since this event already happened, I'm gonna move to the previous question.
Second.
All those in favor of moving the previous question, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. All right, all in favor of moving the previous question, please raise your hand. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. All opposed, please raise your hand. 11 to 9, I believe that's 2/3 from the previous. Got it?
11-9 is not
Definitely not there.
I abstained, so 11 to 9 line. 11 votes out of 23. It's not 2/3, correct?
Right, that's.
So 2/3 for the previous. All right, we're still in motion. Point, Jenny.
Okay, so what happens in this situation if we vote it down and say no? Like I mean, what happens in the situation if the event already was happening?
I would give that a direct reply.
I think what would happen is we'd probably follow up with Christie, and if they had the event and just used the money that they had, that's some kind of problem because they didn't follow our procedures correctly. And if not, if they didn't have the event, and they postponed or something, we can follow up with them, have it resubmitted.
Maybe we follow up.
Yeah.
Amy?
Can we check that this happened?
I think the taxes.
Hey, so I'm talking to Tom right now. He said they had an event already. He thought it was already approved last week.
Fun, all right. Anything to Kevin, let's do that, we follow up. And,
But should we go and approve it, considering they now, okay?
it's up to you guys, senators, Jeff.
Okay, I think it's a bad idea that spending, club spending money before we allocate it to them. So, question, I wouldn't say move for this, but you had something?
I was gonna move for braces.
Oh, okay, then, actually, Norm?
Just a quick point that you guys should keep in mind. A lot of clubs use money that they already have in a different location. Someone said this earlier a couple weeks ago. The clubs that do this do it on a consistent basis, right? So, it's almost a formality, because if you're gonna punish SHIP, then you should go through every budget and punish every organization who does it. But I guarantee you is 95% of the organizations on this campus. So I would just keep that in mind.
I'm glad that we had this allocation for getting to the larger problem. Amir?
Just a reminder that this money was already given to them. And, I mean, like, they already used it, and I don't think we should say no to it just because they already had the event. Although we should, like, tell them, like, hey, don't do this, or, like, some sort of.
Yeah, I agree. I think, it's kind of a moot point whether or not you decide to take it into consideration whenever approving this. For me, the way I was thinking of it was, it seems like it's just in replacement of the event because they couldn't hold the other one, and all we want are for the clubs to have their events and for the students, so why not? I think if we are already going to approve it, then that's fine. I think discussion does need to be had with them and with all clubs in general, though, that they do need to go for the correct purposes, but right now, penalizing them right now may not, I don't know.
I also agree that we should vote on it as we would vote before any interference. However, it should be dealt with accordingly through
Reba.
Question, when are clubs asked to submit budgets by, if they want it brought up like the next Sunday?
Wednesday
Wednesday?
Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Xavier.
Yeah, definitely agree with what everybody said, and I just want to say that, yeah, they probably would have followed the rules if it wasn't approved. They just thought it wasn't approved. They thought it was just like a small mistake they made.
I'll look at add the counter. I think you brought up a good point, Genevieve. But it's also that the reason they do ask to spend it somewhere else is so we can make sure if they're still spending the right way. I think in this instance, we can tell exactly it's just another event.
Yeah.
But, sometimes it's like, oh, well, we're just gonna get like, we used Italian ice for our last meeting, or, stuff like that. And which, to John's point, I know happens probably, I don't know if I go to that 9, but definitely above 50% of the organization. Jeff?
Okay, I know, A, for a fact, everybody doesn't do this. B, even if everybody did, that doesn't make it okay. And C, if you're cheating, you should be punished. This is not, this is not, like $20 here taken off the side. This is half a grand.
We don't even know if they spent more than 500 because they had at least.
Well, yeah, they don't, which is another problem.
Jen?
I'm just going through the minutes from last week, and in the new business from that week, we approved SHIP relocation request. Did we maybe accidentally
Matt Hunt.
You brought this, it got sent in late, and somebody brought it up. Somebody brought it up and it got sent
It was a test.
There's been a motion made to move to the previous question. Second. I am going to hold off on the vote. So that gets us I'll string up the courage to formally state and request the votes. We can pull everyone one by one, right? Can I just arbitrarily pull everyone one by one? Pull everyone one by one, roll call?
Oh, yeah.
Or does it have to be motions to be there?
No, you can do that at your discretion unless it's moved otherwise.
Awesome. Unless what?
Different vote, unless it's moved otherwise.
Yeah, how long does this get to? Okay. That says it'll take 1 second, so we'll not roll call. I feel like it is relevant to know whether or not we already approved this last week. Emily?
There was another chip reallocation request for last week. It was submitted on March 30th. So there should have been 2 chip requests in the minutes if that was the case. But that's
Remind you that Katie made a motion, and it's seconded, so we're going to vote on it. All those in favor of moving to the previous question, please raise your hand. All opposed, please raise your hand. Ayes have it. Back in discussion. Reba, sorry.
Is it possible that, so Tom said he thought that this was approved, so maybe if we approve the other one, that they thought that the approval was for this?
Can someone pull up the other one?
I think, can I?
Colin?
I think the other reallocation request was from their conference, and I think it was even in the docket quiz. If I remember correctly, and I'm looking to find it now, the docket quiz was like, where are they taking money from, and what do they want to put it to? I forget what they put it to, but give me 1 second. If the quiz is still open.
I'm going to give you 1 second.
Yeah, it's in the quiz. It says, where are the SHD reallocation funds coming from? So if there was one submitted on the 30th, that would have gotten on the docket. This one would not have gotten on the docket. And then that would have been referring to the one on the 30th, not this one.
Someone was trying to figure out where they reallocate that money to, so let's just pull that up. Katie?
If we don't approve this, do they still have the money in their account just like they have used the other one? So like it really doesn't matter anyway.
So with reallocation,
They're
this is the
still gonna
point
have
we're
$500.
talking about Florida. The $2,500 for the event that they said they're not having is still in their account because we have approved it, and they're asking to reallocate. So in other words, we would know that they didn't have, if we knew that they didn't have this event, and we were gonna check their account, they should have $2,500 in it unless they submit the reallocation. That's a lot of this, and that's where we get into this whole gray area. Is that clear? Unclear? Emily, did you have the reallocation number?
Yeah.
So where was the money last week reallocated
last
to?
week was 150 from their regional conference to expand leadership.
Thank you very much. Any other motions? Reba?
So, I don't know, I'm trying to understand what's happening, and it was to ShipNet, right? And that event hasn't happened yet. So, I don't know, like, if I was a member of SHIP, I think when they got the approval, they would have assumed that it was for the event that's happening, like, that week. I don't, yeah. Can I see my time?
Emily, you direct reply.
The only thing with that, I would say, is the requests were submitted by different people.
So different people have got
the
it.
emails should have gone to those individuals, and they should have been probably keeping track of which who submitted which requests.
Katie? Sarah?
Okay, I think this was an honest mistake by SHIP, and I don't want to penalize them for it. And looking at their Duxing page, they advertised this event, which was last Wednesday, as like a meeting, and they have a location and a time on their Duxing page, and everyone is obviously invited to it. So if you look at it like that, it was an event that they were holding, and it was legitimate, and they were just trying to get money for something. So I think we should kind of like forget about this, because this is the end of the semester, people aren't gonna be having events for that much longer, and it's not like we're taking this out of our budget. This is something that we've already given to them, so we're not losing any money out of our total budget, and stop with the stereo.
Cool. Jeff?
Like, I don't feel like we shouldn't penalize them, but they broke the rules. You can't spend money that we haven't allocated, that we allocated for something else. That's why we have reallocation requests. It might have been an honest mistake, but we need to deal with it, you know. We can deal with it like we would with any other violation. And honestly, like, I know people are saying that we should, pass it or not pass it based on what we would have done beforehand, but we can't and we shouldn't. We now know that they spent the money already.
Katie?
Okay, so regardless if it was an accident or not, we're just voting on if this is like a valid fund that they should put this money to, and like that's up to the cabinet to like make sure that they're doing their thing right, whatnot, so I'm just gonna move through these questions.
All those in favor of moving to the previous question, please raise your hand. abstentions? 2901, motion passes, motion to move the previous passes. All those in favor of approving the SHPE reallocation request, please raise your hand. All opposed, please raise your hand. Ayes have it, 18-2. All right, passes. Anything else? Hello.
Motion to approve the final district funding request. Oh, we get that.
There's a second item for the emails. Which of those? Do we have this? Yes, right here. No, that's not it. There's a additional one for micro storage, right? No? What are you talking about? I'll give you 1 second, roughly, to clarify your motion. It's not the gear triangle for security that we already approved. I don't know, Michael said something about storage for the dock. Last week there was one for a trash can, I saying no more. How many ever submitted out? So we are going to, hearing no seconds, move on from that for now. I didn't hear something. I will bring up some quick discussion. Oh, yeah, the professional. Qualification? State's professional night? Professional networking night? Professional networking night.
Oh, that was the.
$200.
Oh, okay, so I talked to him on Facebook, and he said, the speaker event didn't happen, so we're doing a professional networking event instead, so it's pretty much renamed the event. What was the speaker event, he didn't give me the name of it. So, what questions I could do in class? But he's like right now on Facebook, he's like, anything else? I'm like, give me a minute. Any direct questions you want to ask him?
I thought.
I'll just say that on their workstation page, it has everything lined up, including a date, time, where it is, everything explained, so.
Can you share that information out loud for those who don't know what
Today's Professional Networking Night, Tuesday, April 21st, 9 a.m. in the atrium. Join State's alumni to discuss their experiences, etc. We'll compose of mocktails and networking qualified alumni panel. Space is limited. You must RSVP.
All in the atrium?
In what?
All in the atrium, you said? Perfect. So we would like to discuss this further, we should take it off the table. Jeff?
Yeah, motion to remove from the table the SASE reallocation request for professional networking night.
All right. That's a great start. Okay. All those in favor of removing this from the table, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, by a majority at least. We're now having the motion to approve SASE reallocation request for professional networking night. $200. Talked about this a bit before, we just talked about it in discussion. Jess, are you good with where we are? Because I know it's a little confusing. All right, just want to make sure. Kate?
Yes. Second.
All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. All in favor of approving the SASE reallocation request for professional networking night, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Jeff?
Yeah, I would like to request that, as of right now, I'm looking at the Acceptance Students Day Fair spreadsheet on Google Docs, and I'm still alone at 11 o'clock too. So I'd love if, I would love for someone to like, not leave me alone at the SGA table, if that would be, okay. Because we should have at least 2 people at the table. And I can't sign up twice for the same time slot.
You also can't be 2 people.
Yeah, I know. Well, I already signed up twice anyway.
All right, cool. Genevieve?
Okay, not related to that. My question is, for the reallocation, file, the thing that they have to fill out, the form, sorry.
That's fine.
Is it possible on there to have another section that says, if it's a new event, what is it, what time, and where, and what day?
Yeah,
Just so
definitely.
that like that sort of stuff can be, yeah, taken care of.
Great suggestion, we got to read Sean?
To piggyback off what Genevieve said, when reallocations and rollovers are put in, for normally the description of the event, and most notably, like the money or like what they're gonna spend it on, there's really not a place on the form to like give any kind of like itemizing or anything, like when you put in a normal budget. So normally, say, like for the ship movie night, $500 for food and drinks. Whereas if an organization, say during budget time, just put that in as a new event and just said $500 for food and drinks, or for ASEM, $2,000 for a reception with prizes, we would be like, hell no. Because we would want like some kind of itemization, but for reallocations and rollovers, there's no real way of doing that on the rollover form except just putting in like bulleted paragraphs.
Very good notes, very good. Jeff?
Wait, where'd you say the budget meeting next weekend is? This is 122 or is it here? I mean, is it in EAS 220?
Now that we have time, we'll make sure we have a ruler. You can expect to get email early next week.
No, okay.
Tuesday at the latest.
Thank you.
Thank you for reminding us that. Matt Hunt, I'm gonna give you, oh, sorry. Okay, you're raising your hand?
Yeah. Oh, I just have a question because I missed earlier. What time is the budget meeting?
3 p.m. Matt Hunt.
So we had a conversation with Christy, and we've been talking to Greg about this for a while. What are your thoughts on making Tech Fest in Boken run by EC?
I have a very short point that I was going to say, so I'm going to make it now and then call you guys to answer his question. And feel free to comment on it later. Normally I do that like pre-budget meeting, where we like look over the budget beforehand, save time. My fraternity's formals on Saturday, so we'll not be doing that on Saturday. Someone else would like to head that up. Like, I'm also graduating in May, so that would be a wonderful time. So here I can help you. Otherwise, I'll look into Friday, but I don't think anyone wants to hang out with me on Friday afternoon and look at budgets. That's probably what I'm going to do it, since I'm going to be out of commission all day Saturday. Now, on to Matt's point, I believe Henry, then Sean, then Rose, or else I'll be Greg.
I think having a pre-budget meeting is a good idea. We did it last time, but we figured some things out. Had it like on Saturday, we got some donuts, had a good time. I think EC running the Tech Fest is a great idea. They do pretty good jobs with like everything, so I'd be fine with that.
John?
Can we do, because I know some people are very busy, because the 18th is also one of the big, it's like accepted students weekend day one, and there's other things going on, so could we also, I don't remember if we set up a Google Doc last semester, but maybe some kind of shareable doc where everyone can kind of put an input on all the different budgets? So in case not everyone can make like a meeting on Saturday morning?
We're going to put that down as a note.
And then also,
I'll give you a second point.
All right.
Please go.
And then for regards to EC running Tech Fest in Boken, I like the idea because EC is very well practiced in running big events. But an idea to be, probably a decent idea would also be getting more student input outside of EC on themes and events for it. Because one of the cool things about the festivals is it's not run by EC, it's run by a group of students who have like a cool theme idea or something.
Okay, I have on next. Greg next?
Yeah, we were thinking about having it as the ideas, like the same that we do now, the ideas, and then us taking over and running it, because that's mostly what happens anyway, is that the ideas go through with Chris, and then we trim away everything that doesn't really work, and then the last month is pretty much just easy anyway. So it would just be more of them, the committee being more the idea based, and then us trying to work with them and get rid of stuff.
Amir? Good, next thing.
Yeah, with EC get like a limit on how much they can spend, or like they just get.
I believe the limit would still be the same percentage. There's a percentage for the festival in here right now. It's just changing that. There is no voted on committee member. The specifics of it I think changed, but I think the general conversation around right now is about EC being in charge of it rather than the students being in charge of it. I think Greg's point kind of just modeled that up because he said having the committee be the idea base, but I think what we're talking about is eliminating the committee. So the committee is a group of students, they submit an idea, it gets voted on by 7 EC officers and 6 SGA officers, as in 6 in the front of the room right now. And then that becomes the committee that gets that percentage. So I think Greg just brought up a different variation of removing that committee, but rather keeping them and having it be more shared. Just that's a good point, though.
It is, in addition to that, so can they come back for like, additional funding, or is that like their cap, and like, they can't like bother the SGA?
Yeah, so that's up to the senators. I mean, they come back every. Anna has the next name.
Never mind.
Okay, Colin, the next name.
So, for Amir's point, Bogan and TechFest can't come back, they haven't passed, but we gave them more in the hopes they wouldn't. The other point that I had to make was, I can see why this idea, so I see pros and cons to it, because it does help to like consolidate things, but at the same time, I think it's valuable to have that committee of students that's really interested in running, you know, a big event like TechFest or Bogan. The EC does a lot of stuff, and while I think they're great to have from a like an execution standpoint, because they do so much stuff, they know how it works. You know, that committee that has all of the ideas that really, you know, just dedicates the time to just TechFest or just Bogan is also super valuable too, and lets some kids who might not be on the EC and don't want to like do, you know, have the entire time commitment of being a part of the EC, you know, still get involved with running events.
I'm going to grab myself a quick direct reply. The one point you made about planning and all that, just to again clarify the way it works now. There is a festival chair of the entertainment committee, so it's kind of supposed to be the person that's like going to help this committee run. And it's just varied from, I think, committee, and this is my experience, I'm going to confirm, Greg, it varies from the festival committee to festival committee, like Logan, the TechFest committee, about how much they use them. So like, for example, like when Anthony and I did it, like it was Tatiana, who's like great at running events, but we like didn't need necessarily the assistance, so we didn't use it as much. Whereas I think in other instances, they were very, very close with the EC, particularly Brandon's, right, and broke a clue. So that's what's varied as well. That's, I think, supposed to accomplish what we're talking about right now. The point is kind of that either isn't working enough, or it's just, we're trying to, I guess, look at a way to better run these events. I have Jeff the next stand.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea because Frank did an awesome job. And, you know, it's not execution is everything. On the other hand, I think it should be itemized. Even if we just gave you the money at the beginning and you gave us a spreadsheet later after the event with everything you spent it on, I think there should be some accountability there. Not because I don't trust you, I do. I'm worried about the guy who comes after you.
Okay. I don't know if you can something with comments to
I mean, I think that it has to go through an approval process with the SGA anyway, right? They have to come up now.
There's no approval process, but it is required that they come present at like the next meeting or something like that. So I mean, that was a little lost in the end of Roman's down there, but they never came.
So maybe we should put something like that in place.
Good point. Sean.
Could you provide some clarification as to what prompted this thought? Matt?
Look at that one good.
So in the past couple of semesters, the proposals for ideas haven't been as ambitious or well thought out. So, for example, the last proposal meeting, the EC and the cabinet sat down, we had one proposal to choose from. And we didn't love it. We thought it was unreasonable. The expectations were too high as far as funding. We didn't love it, we didn't want to go with it, but we didn't have any other options. So, because there's a kind of lack of student interest and student wanting to do this, we thought the entertainment committee is there to do exactly things like this, and they're going to do it better than maybe the students now that is less interested. But what Greg said is kind of the ideal as far as getting their input as far as ideas go, and then letting the execution go through.
Genevieve?
I heard it all the way back, but Colin was saying earlier. I do agree that like the EC will be able to run it really well and everything. And I mean, I wasn't aware that just like the creative ideas and everything were really flowing the past couple years or so. I would just hate to see that the people who do want to get involved, who aren't involved in EC, not have that opportunity to, you know, step up and have their hand in it too. So if there's like some sort of balance where we can still accept people to join the committee, but not have to be
in the Thompson EC committee or something, then I think that would be a good balance.
Cool. Great.
Yeah, I think, I mean, what we want to do is what everyone else wants to do. You see, we have like 25 events this semester, and after doing like 50 a year, it gets really hard to think of ideas. So we really don't want to think of the idea. We want the idea to come, and then we just want to be like, all right, we like your idea, and we just want to run with it and make it happen. Right now, the ideas come, and like we have 3 months of kind of like what's happening, and then 2 weeks before, then it's, everyone in DC is like working over. So we want the ideas to come like they're happening right now, get those ideas, and then kind of we take over. Not saying that people don't want to help, because we want help, because we have so many other things to do, but it's just to kind of make it more like clockwork.
See time on.
I thank you for your input. I think we're all saying the same thing, so we'll sit down and figure out the bylaw or whatever it may be to figure out, and we'll bring that to you guys.
Sorry, I just have a question. I know that the Tech Fest and Broken, they get a certain percentage of the money and everything. I know they have to give a presentation. Does anything like that have to be itemized at all, or no? Or is it just? Okay, unless additional funding.
Sean?
Where does it say they have to give a presentation? Because I have never been part, like, a viewer of a festival presentation, other than like the 10 minutes that they mentioned.
I believe it's under specifically festival committee. So let's find the bylaws. So I'll follow along, class. In the entertainment committee, section 7, section 7.8, festival committee. So you'll see in section B, chair, the last sentence, once selected, the chairs must be approved by a simple majority of the Senate. That never happened with this current.
I've never.
I
can't
remember
recall
looking
the
at
vote.
for Emily's, I believe. I remember voting on that one.
Oh, it was like a confirmation.
Correct.
Right, okay.
Approved by a simple majority of the Senate. I'm glad we're digging into this. Jenny?
I know it says that the committee has to be approved by the Senate.
There's like a selection committee for selection board,
Yeah.
and then the single one that the selection board recommends comes to the Senate for approval.
Is it possible to like have a designated, like require a senator or someone from the SGA to be on the committee? Just or like on the actual committee, just to make sure that like money-wise and just like everything's going on our part smooth. Like it is larger amounts of money, so why not have one of us just like keeping an eye on things, not that we can run it, but.
So like one of the chairs would be a member
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
If you go back and you flip back to extra section A, that's what it says, Senate Council-wide Festival Committee shall cooperate with and be assisted by EC in planning and coordinating. So that's almost the redundancy. It's weird because technically EC, no, is a committee of the SGA, so that's supposed to kind of also accomplish that purpose, but I think it's always something to have a discussion about, especially constitutional bylaws, maybe adding that, maybe one senator every semester chooses to be on that committee. Definitely goes to the whole point of the SGA doing whether it is or not. Sean?
Given that, like, all the different changes to now how the fee structure is laid out and how we get our money, this sounds like a great thing to tackle at the summer retreat when we're probably rewriting the entire bylaws.
I would like to.
That's already happening, okay.
I'd like to add one, I think I fall on a similar line with Colin, but I do, it's kind of doing the same thing. EC does plan and run a lot, so I think be more in favor of not giving it over to them entirely, but I think that this is a great opportunity to have this conversation about how we can do it better. I think that, like we look at with where is this coming from, it's just kind of I guess a recent trend of, like, okay, we only have like one or two, they may not have been that good. Like sessions getting started, and people have a lot of work in student life in particular to kind of work with these committees and make them, people that don't run events or just have ideas that require a lot of work in student life to help these people run an event. And I think that we can look at other ways to solve that problem as well, like publicizing it and like making it a thing, like, hey, do you want to run, Tech Fest or Broken? And so we get more submissions, and then working with DC, like, hey, let's help these people run it, and saying, hey, let's get an SGA rep on there, to help them know what the requirements are. So it's not this entire onus on the actual student life. Because I think that is also what's coming from. They're like, please stop sending us people that don't know how to run an event and just have ideas. So I think that's also where that's coming from. That makes sense. Jeff? Jeff, let's see.
Okay, wait, are you still talking, I was gonna change the subject entirely, so you still have something about, EC?
Oh, I had an idea for simulating more interest in submissions.
I think go to Garner, that comes on the list next. I know you guys for quite a while. Yeah, you can see it. It's about this before we change.
So just to throw an idea out there to keep the control within the SGA and within the EC, and also foster ideas to do something kind of similar to a rage committee where you have people running it, and then you put the feelers out there to where whoever wants to help out. So it doesn't have to be a small committee; it could be whoever, and then you have the top people really doing all the grunt work and the heavy lifting, but at the same time you have a lot of people around for ideas and different things like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Sean?
I was thinking maybe an idea of simulating more interest in, or at least of giving committees an idea of what's reasonable or doable for a festival would be to at least if someone's interested in submitting, give them information about, more information about past festivals. I remember probably about 2 years ago, I and a couple other people submitted one, but the only input we had was it can be anywhere between 2 and 7 days and should cost around $30,000 to $40,000, but with no other input. So I can imagine that scaring off a lot of input. Also, maybe doing something celebrating kind of the history of the festivals to get a kind of frame of reference of what's been done in the past.
Take notes on all these. Okay. Any other points you guys want to change? So, Genevieve?
Oh, sorry, just like one of the things, what may also kind of scare people away from giving ideas and everything is that if they have an idea that they would have to go through and run it. So instead of, I don't know how to fix that, how to make people say no, just put in, giving your input and we'll make it happen for you, but that may also be a way of going about it. Some people may have a great idea, but then don't know how or want to execute themselves. And I think that's where the EC would come in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that we'd essentially be giving it all to the EC then, if we went with that idea. But I think that's a great idea because like you said, they're not part of, they might not be part of that committee because they don't want to put in all that work, but they might have a really awesome idea.
Cool.
Better understanding how much things cost may or may not reduce the number of times they come back asking for more money when the thing they wanted to do suddenly balloons in price.
Okay. Greg?
Hopefully less point-based. So we want the ideas, and it's a lot easier for us when they come to us and say, hey, we want to have an event in Walker Gym. We want to have this going on. We know how much it costs to carve Walker Gym. We know what companies to order everything from that we've done in the past. To get it done a lot faster, but again, we're out of ideas. So I think that kind of solution is the best way.
Awesome. Jeff?
Okay, change the subject entirely. Docket quizzes. I believe, honestly, you've been doing it on once for a couple weeks. I believe they're pointless, basically. I don't think, if the senator is shirking their duties, it's going to change it. And if they're not, it just feels like a waste of time because I'm, personally under the docket anyway.
Katie?
I'd like to point out the fact that if you think they're pointless, you don't have to be there.
Senators, Matt.
I have a separate point.
Senators Hanson, go for it.
I've got to say this in my report. I am finally scheduled for a meeting with President Varden, April 27th at 3 p.m. So I'm going to be putting together some stuff as far as what we're going to present to him and what we're going to talk about, and I'll give your input on that. Cool? Cool.
I just wanted to bring up a brief discussion about Relay for Life. I know we granted them over $5,000 for their Relay for Life night, but I was gonna say, but they appear to charge $10 to get in, whether or not not beforehand. If you showed up, they wanted you to pay $10, and since we give them $5,000, I feel like that's reasonably discussed. Maybe more something, maybe guidelines for the new service subcommittee. And also want to note that we gave them water and stuff, and I went up to try to get some, and they're like, you have to pay for it. And I was like, no, I don't. But I know some people were better, others some people like, yeah, it's a suggested donation, so you have to pay for it. I feel like they need better communication or something or stuff like that.
This is a great topic. I'm going to give Emily the direct reply on that.
I did email Commissioner last night about that after talking with several students on campus and several senators as well. They haven't gotten back to
Genevieve?
Yeah, I was actually planning on bringing this up as well, because with Relay for Life in general, to participate, you do have to pay a $10 registration fee, which is basically, it basically requires everyone who's participating to donate $10, basically, that's what the registration fee is. I don't know, and also with like the whole water and the food thing and everything there, like it was, nowhere was stated, suggested donation, it was just kind of all, yeah, water bottles $1, but all profits are going to the American Cancer Society. I don't know, just like some blurred lines throughout the whole thing in general.
Here.
Yeah, so I went to Relay for Life and I like helped out later one night. So the representative for Relay for Life was actually the person who suggested they're telling the people to like charge or like ask, not even ask, like, hey, it's $1 for this, like $1 for pizza.
Are you referring to Elena Piper?
What's that?
Are you referring to Elena? Like, what are you talking?
No, like the representative.
From National, okay.
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah, I mean, these sound like a lot of the growing pains that Feel Good World went through. So maybe follow up with them, make them clear on what the rules are for when you take SGA money.
That is a huge growing pain though, because the entire event almost was funded by SGA money. And it was I understand completely, because Jen's point is true, that it's like an event with a registration fee, that they also do ask for all money. And we're not aware. Agree with me?
So I've done Relay for Life before, and what I've understood is like the registration fee like goes into the amount of money you raise, and it's also for like if you want to participate as part of the team. When I was talking to Matt, what it made it seem like is if you just wanted to go to the night of the event and like hang out, you had to have $10. And I mean that I see as a problem. The way like Relay for Life functions and the fact that it's raised $10 isn't really like that's Relay for Life to the American Cancer Society. But it's the fact that like you couldn't get in, that's the problem.
Yeah, I'd like to point out, it's not just a growing pain though, it's unconstitutional. They can't do that, and we can't give the money for them to do that.
The growing pain is that they didn't know, we didn't know, and that's what this whole.
Yeah.
That's what you mean by growing pain. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, not growing pain, I respond. Not growing pain and, oh, it's fine, we'll leave it alone. Like, Feel Good World encountered these same problems.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
this needs to be resolved probably in a similar fashion.
Genevieve? Matt Hunt? Yes.
Thank you. So this also brings up a much bigger, like, those growing pains aren't specific to Relay or Feel Good, they're for the entire service subcommittee. So why don't we set a goal for the cabinet to bring to you guys next week? We'll sit down with the representatives from service committee organizations, and we'll bring to you guys next week some kind of new guidelines or some, we'll word it in some kind of way, and we'll have that bigger discussion next week.
We've been working on that for a while, so.
Yes.
Not as easy to
But
talk to all those reps.
we'll have like wording.
Yeah. Yeah, right, Emily, agree with that? That's undoable? We can have
But
it.
you want it at the budget meeting, or would you rather have it as an honor meeting?
2 weeks from now.
Yeah,
2
2
weeks.
weeks is safer.
2 weeks? 2 weeks? We're making that commitment to you, 2 weeks. All right. Any other points? Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
She's good.
Never mind, motion to close.
All in favor of closing? Say aye. Aye. All say nay. Unanimous.